everybody. Dave Brown here at ringside, ready to go with another day of USWA Championship Wrestling. Jeff Jarrett is joining me here today. And Jeff, listen, we've got new champions in the USWA. We're going to hear from Owen Hart a little bit later on. We're going to hear from the new USWA Tag Team Champions coming to a little bit later on. Jeff, I know you've got a situation coming up. You agreed to a match with Tony Falk, and losing my train of thought here. You agreed to a match with Tony Falk, hair against hair. You won it, and now the big match is signed.
That's right.
Hold on just a second. Let us. Let's sign it. You mind signing his autograph?
In the open?
Yeah, let's do that, and then we'll talk about it. This match has been signed. Now we've been trying to get this contract signed for a couple of weeks. Jeff. Yeah. Well, okay. Come on over. All right, let's do this.
I'm a big fan, man. I really appreciate it.
I appreciate it.
This is great.
Thanks a lot. Hope you enjoy the show. Okay. All right. Thanks a lot. Now let's talk about this match, Jeff, because this is a big night for you coming up here, and your hair is at stake. Now, I know you didn't know when you signed that piece of paper that your hair was going to be at stake.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Dave. You know, last week, for the people who didn't know, Brian Christopher came out with his own contract and said that if I would put my hair up against Tony Falk's hair, I would get a title shot for the Southern Heavyweight title. And everybody knows that I've been working long and hard to get my title shot. And I finally got it, but what Brian did was he just tricked me.
Yeah, I guess the only description for it is he outsmarted you.
Exactly. I've thought about it long and hard this week, and really I was just plain stupid. Brian, you know, he always comes out with great ideas and all this, and he thinks he's the greatest thing. Well, he did get one over on me. I've always been taught, my dad taught me, that if you use your head, no matter what your physical abilities are, if you use your mental aspect of wrestling, that you can overcome anything. Well, I didn't use it at all. And, you know, your mental capability, it's 75, 85% of the game, and Brian outsmarted me. And really, I'm just stupid. That's all I can say. I probably did one of the dumbest things that really I've ever done in wrestling, because now the match is signed, my hair against his title.
Well, we were all excited and all that situation just to get the contract signed, and I guess nobody really paid enough attention to what was going on there. But you're right. Now you got to defend the hair.
I should have kept my head about me, but I just went right ahead and signed it, and I'm just going to try to do the best that I can do.
Well, Jeff, I'm looking forward to the match. I wish the hair were not at stake. I know that's a match that you do not like to be involved in. But
I said I'd never put my hair on the line.
I know. And we're going to, let's take a break right here and get the show underway. But I want to say one other thing. Very proud of you for honoring the contract, even though you got it.
Yeah, I got to honor every contract that I signed, and that's what I plan on doing, is putting my hair on the line against his title.
We'll see you in a minute.
Thank you, Dave.
In the ring right now, Chris Frazier is standing over on the left of the screen, and over on the right it is Scott Taylor. Scott's set to go here, and our autograph fan here, boy, getting Scott Taylor's autograph too. Yeah, okay, all right. One more autograph here, and that's all right. Let's go. Ring the bell. If I can make it ring. There we go. And we are underway with a one-fall, 15-minute time limit match. Chris Frazier against Scott Taylor. By the way, in the excitement with Jeff out here and signing autographs and all of that, I did mention Corey is taking the day off. Corey Macklin will be back with us next week here on USWA Wrestling. Meanwhile, we'll carry on here today. Chris Frazier, victim of a sore back all of a sudden, as Scott Taylor starts off the action. Looking mighty good here. T.D. Steele, the referee here today. Another hip toss by Scott Taylor. And Chris Frazier shoving him back very harshly, and Scott Taylor not taking kindly to it, as one might expect. Nice drop kick. Chris Frazier finds the mat one more time. Scott Taylor fires him into the ropes. Big backdrops. He dumps him down to the mat, coming off there. and Chris Frazier goes down to the mat one more time. Scott Taylor looking good. Good balance. Great moves in the wrestling ring from young Scott Taylor. He snapped Frazier back. Remember, Frazier hit him with double fist across the chest there. He was unhappy about something. Scott Taylor has made him pay. Snap suplex. Good one. Frazier got to be wondering why he even bothered to answer the alarm clock this morning. Scott Taylor up on the top rope. Chris Frazier more than halfway across the ring. He nails him down. He missed the hole he was going for, but he ended up knocking Frazier down, picks him up, and now he DDTs him in the middle of the ring. Count of 1, 2. This one is over. Give the victory to Scott Taylor as he defeats Chris Frazier in the opening match here today. Referee T.D. Steele there checking on Chris Frazier. He had a tough day. Well, it's Miss Simpson and Brian Christopher headed this way. Well, here she is, Miss Simpson.
Dave, you just keep your mouth shut and listen to this little lady right here.
Brian, could you do me a favor? Take care of that imbecile over there.
I don't know where you get all these freeloaders over here. Keep your mouth shut, okay?
Mrs. Texas, what have you come up with now? Monday you have the loser gets in the mud. Well, darling, let me tell you something right now. This nanny does not get in the mud. Now, a gutter rat like you, that's a different story. You belong there. Obviously, you belong there. Just take a look at this. This is class. Take a look at this. This is class. What a big difference, lady. Let me tell you, if I ever get my hands on you, because I never lose. Brian, have we ever lost a match yet? Have
Never.
we ever? No, we haven't. You can't do anything to win. So Monday, I'm going to take such pleasure in smashing your face and making you swallow up in that thick, gooey mud. I wouldn't give you an autograph if...
I'm going to warn you, keep your stinking mouth shut, okay?
Mrs. Texas, shut up.
Do I have to tell you, it's Brian Christopher headed this way. Holder of the USWA Southern title. It's the belt that Jeff Jarrett has wanted to win for some time. Finally, though,
Dave! Have you ever in your life seen anyone so smart? Hey, you sit down, you understand me? The peons around here sit down, okay? As I was saying, sit down, you idiot. I want you to sit down right now. Sit down. Tell him to sit down. Sit down.
maybe we could wait. Maybe we could wait.
Hey, sit him down. Greatest wrestler in the world. No, sit down. You understand me? Sit down. As I was saying before I was interrupted, this is exactly what I'm talking about. Lame brains around here. Stupidity. It runs wild, okay? And Jeff Jarrett, you're no exception. Did you hear? I'm warning you. You better sit your butt down.
Come on, Brian. Come on, let's just talk.
Like I was saying, when Jeff Jarrett came out here, did you hear the words that came out of his mouth? I quote, he said, "I am stupid." Oh my gosh, if you don't sit down.
Just sign it. Just sign his autograph.
No, hold on. Do what now? I'm the best? He said I'm the best. Hey, oh, what do you know? Somebody around here has some brains like me. Well, come here. All right, man, I appreciate you. Right here. Hey, I'm sorry. I didn't know you were so smart. This guy right here thinks I am the best wrestler in the world. Hey, Who do you think is going to win this week between me and Jeff Jarrett?
You. One
Me? He said me. You need an autograph? Gladly.
Right here, man. I'm gonna put your picture right. No, put it right here, because I'm gonna put your picture right here on top of it. It's right there.
He's going to put my picture at the top. You hear that?
Oh, this is great. This is the best thing in the world. I am so excited, man. Just to meet you is just an honor. Fantastic.
There you go.
Thanks a lot.
I think that's enough autographs, guys. So
And you other idiots out here can take some notes, you understand? This man obviously has a little bit of brains. But somebody that's lacking in the brain department is poor old sissy boy Jeff Jarrett. I done tricked old Jeff Jarrett, boy, and you heard him when he came out here. He said, I am stupid. Well, Jeff Jarrett, who can blame you for being so stupid, boy? You come from a long line of stupidity. It runs wild in your family. From your high pockets grandfather, who's one of the stupidest men I've ever seen in my life, to your own father. I hear he's really stupid. And you know what, Jeff? You know what? I bet your own mother, I bet she's stupid too, isn't she? She has to be stupid, Dave, to have a stupid son like you, Jeff. Well, I'm gonna tell you what, Jeff. You want Jeff? Well, I want him too. Jeff Jarrett, you done made the stupidest mistake of your life. You signed yourself in a hair match against me, boy. And I brought along a little piece of tape to show you what you're gonna look like after this week is over with. Get that tape ready. I want to see that tape. This is what you're gonna look like, Jeff Jarrett.
And Jeff Jarrett came up with the win. Got the pin over Falk, 1, 2, 3. And Falk gets his head shaved right in the middle of the ring, in the middle of the Mid-South Coliseum in Memphis, Tennessee. Falk, oh boy, with a new look and a new style in the USWA, this is what the legend will look like. Tony Falk gets it all trimmed off piece by piece, and Leslie's not leaving anything on there. She finds a couple of more strings of hair and shaves it all off, and it is all gone, the hair of Tony Falk.
Well, that was Tony Falk getting his head shaved, but Tony Falk is not Jeff Jarrett. Brian Christopher was celebrating that. Christopher in the ring, set to go against Danny Davis. He was complaining about something, the referee, and the crowd is just chanting, cry baby, cry baby, cry baby. Christopher upset. He's showing him the Southern Heavyweight title that he cherishes so much. He may not have it much longer, because that match, title at stake, has been signed with Jeff Jarrett coming up. Meanwhile, boy, he's got his hands full here today, going against Danny Davis. Danny fires it into the rope. Nice move by Danny Davis, and he does it again and puts him down on the mat. Danny Davis with the advantage over Brian Christopher. Christopher into the head scissors. I tell you what, he may see some holes he's never seen before. He is going against a tough veteran and nightmare Danny Davis, who's climbed into the ring all over the world against the best talent available. He doesn't back up an inch from Brian Christopher. Christopher, I got to hand it to him. He waded right into the action, but shoulders it down. Danny Davis dropped him down to the mat, had the shoulders down briefly. Jeff Jarrett into the studio, greeting the crowd. See, Jeff's coming this way, and Jeff has just picked up the autograph book from our autograph seeker here and is walking out with it. Well, I thought we were going to get to talk to Jeff here for a minute. Maybe he had a comment about Brian's match, but I don't know. All right, Brian, get back in the ring. Hey, you better get back in the ring. He's going to count you out, Brian. Brian Christopher has lost. He's counted it. Hey, come on, get your hands off of him. Get your hands off of him.
What'd he do? What'd he do? It's a big conspiracy. He's in cahoots with Jeff Jarrett.
I don't know what he did, but you keep your hands off the fans here. We're not going to have any of that. But you leave him alone.
Hey, what did he do? He gets on the Jeff.
Jeff Jarrett is headed this way. I want to get an explanation of what's going on. First, though, I want to remind everybody that the contest that was held a couple of weeks ago, that's Jeff, of course, on the left. Looks suspiciously like the King under a mask on the right. And, of course, Michael Fox in the middle. Life with Mikey, the name of the movie, which they are in. And they have some winners here today, so they're visiting with us here on USWA Wrestling. And the winners are going to be going to lunch with you guys and then to see the movie 1 o'clock at the Malco Ridgeway coming up this afternoon, right?
We've got a big afternoon plan, Dave. A very big afternoon plan. But Monday night's going to be even bigger, I believe.
What is this? You got the guy's autograph book.
Okay, I know I've got a little intrigue here. Brian Christopher, pull your chair up out back there in the back. You heard the saying, an eye for an eye, and a tooth for a tooth, and also a trick for a trick. Last week, I was stupid and signed a contract that I didn't read. Well, this week, you signed a contract, and you were stupid, and you didn't read it. Now, Brian, we're going to have the match, and it's going to be my hair versus your title. But, Dave, right here, what's that right there?
It says that's Brian's signature that he just signed.
And at the top of it, it's not your picture, Brian.
Oh, my goodness.
Just a little paragraph here that says, Brian Christopher agrees that Jeff Jarrett can choose a special referee of his choice in the hair versus title match. So, Brian, you brought your little piece of video. I brought my little piece of video. And Monday night, it's going to be hair versus title with my special referee. And he is none other than the fabulous one, Jackie Fargo. Take a real good look.
Jackie Fargo is a legendary figure in professional wrestling. With the brothers Donnie and Roughhouse, Jackie formed the Fabulous Fargos, the roughest wrestlers in the sport. From the 50s into the 60s, then into the 70s, the Fargos were World Tag Team Champions many times. To uphold their reputation, the Fabulous One, Jackie Fargo, fought many a top name in the professional wrestling field. Hard-fought battles. He held singles titles as well as tag championships with other partners and created the reputation of a true all-time champion and wrestling legend. Often imitated and never duplicated. The Fabulous One, Jackie Fargo.
He is a legend, no doubt about it. Jeff says that's going to be a special referee, hair versus title, special referee Jackie Fargo coming up Monday night at the Mid-South Coliseum. We have lots of USWA action coming up around the territory. Let's quickly check in on that. Tonight, Jonesboro, Arkansas, returning to the Earl Bell Community Center on Church Street. The King will be there. Jeff Jarrett, Moondog Spot, Miss Texas, Miss Simpson. Tickets are on sale right now. Big night in Jonesboro. And the box office will be open at 3 o'clock this afternoon, so you can pick up your tickets in advance and not miss any of the exciting action beginning at 8 o'clock tonight in Jonesboro. Thursday night, July 1st, USWA will be in Ripley, Tennessee at Ripley High School. It'll be on the football field. It'll move to the gym if there's rain. 8 o'clock is the time. Pick up your tickets in advance and save $1. That $1 off advance tickets also applies the following night, Friday night, Batesville, Mississippi on July 2nd. Coming up a week later on Friday night, July 9th, West Point, Mississippi will be the scene for USWA Championship Wrestling action. On July 16th, Friday night in Blytheville, Arkansas. National Guard Armory is the place. Jeff Jarrett, Brian Christopher, and you, Jack, just some of the folks who are going to be in Blytheville on Friday the 16th. July 23rd, also a Friday night, 8:30 will be the start time in Collierville, Tennessee, and it'll be at Durango's. You can see all the action right there. And coming soon, USWA action in Huntington, Tennessee at the Carroll County Civic Center. Don't forget, tonight in Jonesboro. Box office opens at 3 o'clock this afternoon. Action starts at 8. The King will be there. Jeff Jarrett will be there. Moondog, Miss Texas, Brian Christopher, Miss Simpson. All of them tonight in Jonesboro, Arkansas. We got lots more action coming up right here. Stay with us, fans. The new USWA Tag Team Champions are going to be coming up here in action in just a few minutes. We've got... All right, Brian.
Give me the microphone. Well. We got ourselves a little stooge out here. Jeff Jarrett's little stooge, huh? Hey, come here, Pug.
Come on, Brian. Hey, Brian.
Come here, Pug. Hey, bring the microphone. Get up.
All right. Get up. Don't hurt it.
Well. Jeff Jarrett's a little mastermind and you're a stooge, huh? Well, I'm going to tell you something. This is what happens when you mess with Brian Christopher, boy.
There's Jeff to help out, thank goodness. Jeff, take care of him over there. Goofy Christopher. All right, I was talking about the tag champions. We'll have them here in the ring a little bit later on. But there's also a new unified world champion. That belt changed hands this past week. Owen Hart was going against Papa Shango. Papa Shango, the unified world champion. Here's some highlights of that match. Take a look.
And the unified world champion Papa Shango celebrating during this bout already. Papa Shango, the champion. Owen Hart, the Rocket, the challenger. Hart Wrestling out of Canada. Oh, look at Papa Shango. He's outside the ring. He's avoiding the referee, Frank Morrell. I don't know what he was doing, but he slammed Hart right in the referee, Frank Morrell. We're 7 minutes past on this one. Hey, look at Papa Shango asking for that funny, crazy-looking stick that he carries in the ring. And Prentice standing over there. I don't know what Bert Prentice is doing. And Papa Shango is asking for the stick. Oh, he grabs up Prentice in there. Nails Prentice. Prentice throws the stick to Owen Hart. And Hart takes that stick that Papa Shango carries. Nails Papa Shango. Goes over and rolls Frank over. 1, 2, 3. And we've got a new unified world champion. Oh, boy, just like that in 7 minutes and 38 seconds, the Rocket.
Bert Prentice, looks like you changed allegiances here.
Did change allegiances. Papa Shango is a washed-up wrestler. What can I say? He lost the match. On to bigger and better things. Now this senile old goat Eddie Marlin's running around trying to book me. I gotta wrestle a midget? Are you out of your mind? This isn't no circus. He has ladies wallowing in the mud. There's no way. I'm not one of your wrestlers, Eddie Marlin. And just because you're mad because we outsmarted you, you know, when Brett and Owen Hart called me and said, you seen what happened at the pay-per-view with the WWF? Now we got to get Jerry Lawler in the ring. Everybody knows Jerry Lawler is the biggest coward ever born. I said, Owen, I know exactly how to get him in the ring. You're the world champion. Jerry Lawler will beg to come to you. And that's what happened. It's as simple as that. And Jerry Lawler, it's going to be a long, hot summer for you, punk.
Well, there's a word from Bert Prentice on the change of allegiance. We'll be back. We got lots of action still to come. Hey, lots of action in the USWA in the last few days. Let me tell you about it. Well, first of all, the situation with Owen Hart, that, he now is the unified champion, as we showed you just a few moments ago. And how did the Hart-Lawler feud get started? Well, in case you missed it, take a look at this right here. Well, that was it from the WWF King of the Ring, and Lawler not at all happy about the fact that they were trying to usurp his title, the King of the Ring. But that was Bret Hart, the Hitman. His brother Owen came to town challenging for the Unified World title, and he did get a bit of retribution. Take a look at this.
Lawler back suplex him. Look out, Jerry. Here comes the Rocket, Owen Hart. Referee Frank Morrell's going to call for the bell. In 2 minutes and 10 seconds, the Rocket, Owen Hart, and Bert Prentice come out and jump on the King. Paul Neighbors calls for the bell, and it's going to be over with. Yeah, 2 minutes and 10 seconds, Frank. Lawler won the bout by disqualification, and the Rocket, Owen Hart, nailed away on Lawler. The King pulls a shot down, nails Owen Hart with a couple of right hands. Oh, look out, here comes Paul Neighbors from behind. Paul dives and grabs Lawler. Prentice jumps in it, and they all jump on the King. So it's Owen Hart, Paul Neighbors, and Bert Prentice all jumping on Lawler. 2 minutes and 10 seconds, Lawler will win it by disqualification after the Rocket, Owen Hart, who is Bret Hart's brother, jumps on the King, and Hart is highly upset. Hey, look at Eddie Marlin, he's out. Marlin's telling Paul Neighbors to stay out of it. He's trying to get Paul off of Jarrett. And the action continues. Hey, Owen Hart just decked referee Frank Morrell. Paul Neighbors still swinging away on Lawler. Eddie Marlin goes out, trips up Paul again. As Owen Hart, Bert Prentice, Paul Neighbors all jump on the King.
Owen Hart! Owen Hart! Owen Hart! Listen to me, Hart. If you hit him one more time, you'll never wrestle anywhere again. Not just Memphis, but anywhere. Go ahead, just hit him one time and you'll be through. Go ahead, one time and you'll be finished. That goes for you too, Bert Prentice.
Eddie Marlin with the word for Hart. Hey, come on, Prentice.
Take a good look at this picture. Does it look familiar, Jerry Lawler? Take a good look at this picture.
Bert Prentice out here with the Rocket, Owen Hart, who is Bret Hart's brother. And yeah, they're trying to do the same thing to Lawler that he did, obviously, to Bret Hart. And Owen Hart out here, after being told by Eddie, hey, come on, Owen, get out of here.
Hey, Jerry Lawler, I told you you would pay for what you did to my brother Bret. And I'm not business. I didn't come here to this scum hole in Memphis for no reason but to get a hold of you, Lawler. And I guarantee you, I'm going to do my brother Bret a big favor because I'm going to end your wrestling career, Jerry Lawler, just like you tried to do to my brother Bret. You're going to pay for it, Jerry Lawler.
The King is on the way. I'd like to get a word from him about this situation with the Hart family. Bret the Hitman Hart, of course, and now Owen Hart. And And here's the King right here. Got the crown in hand and something else, too. King?
Yeah, I got something else here. I want to talk for just, I want to kind of clear the air. I want to straighten a few things out. You know, I've been having people come to me and say, King, what is the deal? We see you on the World Wrestling Federation, and you seem like the baddest guy that we have ever seen. Well, you're exactly right, because everybody in Memphis, Tennessee knows that the King is bad, brother. If you don't believe it, just hang around a while, and I'll prove it to you. Now, everywhere for the past probably 8 years that I've gone, people tell me, they say, King, I remember when you wouldn't take no crap off nobody. I remember when somebody messed you around, you got real bad. You got real mean. You didn't take nothing. You didn't put up with all of this stuff that goes on nowadays. That was the old King. That was the King that everybody in Memphis, Tennessee grew to love to hate at one time. But then, understand this, after a while, they knew that when the King meant business, he was going to get the job done. And then that's the King that they grew to love. And let me tell you something. I love these people in Memphis, Tennessee. They love me. But I'm going to tell you something else. Anybody else in New York City, anybody else up north, I don't give two hoots about. You understand? That goes for everybody in the WWF, from Vince McMahon to Howard Finkel to Bret Hart and now to Owen Hart. I told everybody up there when they came up with the idea to have this King of the Ring tournament, I said, there's already one King of Wrestling. And you're looking at him right here. Because I've been going in and out of these rings, not just in Memphis, but all over the world. And I've been kicking butts and taking names for my entire career. I drove and I flew up and down every highway in this country. And I wrestled every wrestler that ever stepped in the ring to make the name King mean something. I didn't go around calling myself Superstar Jerry Lawler. I didn't go around calling myself Macho Man Jerry Lawler. And I sure didn't call myself Hitman Jerry Lawler. I am the King Jerry Lawler. And as far as I'm concerned, I am the only king there's ever going to be in wrestling. Do you understand that, Bret Hart? Now, for you to come along and have some little rinky-dink tournament, beat 3 measly wrestlers, and then want to call yourself the king, you're damn right. That makes me hot. And then when I step up on that stage and confront you with it, Bret Hart, you have the audacity to call me a Burger King. Well, let me tell you something. When he called me the Burger King, I gave him the Whopper, didn't I? Now, all I got to say to you, Bret Hart, is me and you got some unfinished business. Somewhere down the line, our paths are going to cross, and you're going to wish they hadn't. But in the meantime, I got somebody I'm going to take care of, and that is your punk brother, Owen Hart. Now, usually the big brother goes around taking care of business for the little brother, but apparently Bret Hart is such a coward, he's sending his little brother down to try to do what he can't do. I want you to take a good close look at this picture. It's from last Monday night. Can you get a shot of it right there? That is me laying down on the steps with Owen Hart standing over me. I've looked at this picture every day, and I will look at this picture every day until Monday night. And I'm going to promise Owen Hart, and I'm going to promise everybody in Memphis, Tennessee, that's the last time you'll ever see the king in this position. Do you understand that? Do you hear what I'm saying, Owen Hart? Because I got something in store for you, punk. You come on down to Memphis. Come on down to my backyard. Because me and you got a date Monday night. And you ain't gonna like it. Because you may not only get the Whopper, You may get flame broiled too, punk. Come on,
Boy. The King, I don't know that I've seen him that intense in a long, long time about anything as this confrontation with Owen Hart for the unified title coming up Monday night at the Mid-South Coliseum. A lot of things going on Monday night at the Mid-South Coliseum. Let me collect some of this here. Oh, let's start with the fireworks right here. Maybe we can get a shot, okay, right here. I'll kind of try to tilt it up a little bit. Look at this. Yeah, big assortment, and also a main event rocket assortment. The Jerry Lawler, the King's main event rocket assortment goes along with it, too. Someone is going to win some fireworks at the Mid-South Coliseum. No purchase necessary. All the details will be coming up there. And what else? Well, the box office is going to be open till 4:30 this afternoon, and then it'll be open again Monday beginning at 10 o'clock. I think maybe you want to run by there and pick up your tickets in advance, and you'll see why as we go along. Let's start with the opening match here. The legend, the legend with no hair. Now, Tony Falk lost his hair last week. This week he goes against Jeff Gaylord, the legend against Jeff Gaylord, to get this big night of action underway at the Mid-South Coliseum on Monday night. Scott Taylor, you saw him a little bit earlier. Boy, he looked really good in here, too, winning the opening match today. He'll be teamed with Randy Rocket to go against the principal, C.W. Bergstrom, and Bo Alexander. Those two teamed up. Then a special challenge match. I want to find out more about this one a little bit later on. I'm going to try to talk to Danny Davis a bit later. Danny will be going against referee Paul Neighbors. Well, anyway, you know, I think a bit of the history there with Neighbors against Lawler, and the attitude that all of a sudden he's developed, and Danny Davis not too happy about some things that have happened to his, thus the challenge match as he gets in the ring against Paul Neighbors. Following that, USWA tag titles will be on the line. New champions, New Jack and Homeboy. They won the belts from the former champions Rex King and Steve Dahl with Bert Prentice in their corner, and the rematch comes up Monday night at the Coliseum. King and Dahl were incredibly unhappy at the turn of events last week at the Mid-South Coliseum. I've been hearing about that all week. Well, we'll find out if New Jack and Homeboy can defend the USWA tag titles when they step in there against the former champions this Monday night. A special added match coming up. Prentice is not happy about this at all. He is going to be stepping in against one of the little people, Lone Eagle. Lone Eagle against Big Bert Prentice in a special challenge match, a special added match, Monday night at the Coliseum. Then the big one. The Southern title of Brian Christopher will be on the line. Jeff Jarrett will be finally getting the chance to take that belt from Brian Christopher. He's got to put his hair on the line. He was tricked by Brian Christopher, so Jeff's hair is at stake against Brian's title. But right there in the middle, you see Jeff. He came up with a little trick of his own and got Brian to sign a special stipulation for the match that the special referee will be the legend, the fabulous one himself, Jackie Fargo's special referee. No time limit, no disqualification. What a match coming up Monday night for the Southern heavyweight title. Unified title will be on the line, too. Boy, get ready for this one. The King has already told you what might happen as he goes against Owen Hart. Owen Hart, the unified title holder. Lawler looking not only to win the title, but also kind of get even for what went on a week ago at the hands of Owen Hart. And then it's going to be a mud pit match. Now, you heard a little bit about this from Miss Simpson a little bit earlier. Got a big old trough, fill it up with mud, and the loser gets thrown in the mud pit. Miss Texas against Miss Simpson. All of this coming up Monday night at the Mid-South Coliseum. Finally, Jeff gets that shot at Brian Christopher in the belt. Box office again open at until 4:30 today, and it'll be open beginning at 10 o'clock Monday. Don't miss this one. Monday night, 7:30. The King is back out here. King, just before you get going with this, I do want to remind everyone that next week USWA Wrestling is going to be on a special time, 4 to 5 o'clock. If you have tickets, we're going to be taping at the regular time, but then it'll be seen on the air 4 to 5 next week. Due to Wimbledon coverage, that's next week only. Okay, King, I'm sorry.
All right, Dave, I just want to come back out here for just a second. I am probably as mad and as upset as I've ever been in my entire career. I forgot half of the things that I really wanted to mention while I was out here before, and I appreciate you letting me come out for just one more second. One of the things that I wanted to get off my chest also, as you saw on that video a while ago, referee Paul Neighbors. Now, he was a big part of Owen Hart being able to do what he did to me Monday night. Well, I went to Eddie Marlin and I said, I'm not finished with Paul Neighbors. And I said, I need another shot at him because I got a little score to settle with him. So tonight in Jonesboro, Arkansas, Eddie's been good enough to add a little match over in Jonesboro with me and Mr. Paul Neighbors. So I'm looking forward tonight in Jonesboro, Arkansas. And for everybody in Memphis, if you don't see Paul Neighbors anymore after tonight, you'll know what happened to him. Another thing I want to mention, as you said earlier, we've got a lot of fine people here that won the contest last week, or week before last, and they're going to get to go this afternoon with Jeff Jarrett and I to the Malco Ridgeway Theater, which is at Poplar and I-240. And we want to thank the people at the Malco Theater for allowing these 15 people and Jeff and I to come to see the movie Life with Mikey this afternoon. But we also want to invite anybody out there right now. We're going to be out there. Jeff and I are going to be out there, and all of these people are going to be there. At 1 o'clock this afternoon is what time the movie starts. You're all invited. Everybody in Memphis that's watching right now, we'll have free pictures for everybody. 1 o'clock, if you want to come to see Life with Mikey with Jeff and I, it'll be today at the Malco Ridgeway at I-240 in Poplar.
And it's free for all the winners. Everybody else Dutch treat, right?
Well, everybody else kind of got to pay, but I think it's matinee prices, so it's not that bad. Also want to mention tomorrow afternoon, my softball team is going to be down in Victoria, Mississippi. And we got a big doubleheader in Victoria tomorrow. We're going to go against the Victoria Braves and also the Victoria Fire Department down there. Also, remember, the first 200 people down there get a free ticket to Monday Night Wrestling. And believe me, you don't want to miss Monday night, I can assure you. One other thing I got to mention here, too, we want to thank the people at Pizza Hut out on Frazier Boulevard because they are donating a bunch of pizzas that we're going to have here right before we go out to the movie in just a little bit. One for you, too, Dave. And I think that is all I got to mention there. Also, well, this Thursday, July the 1st, I'm going to be over at the Price Chopper in Truman, Arkansas, all day long over there, making a personal appearance in Truman, so come and see me over there. But don't forget, Monday night, Owen Hart, I'm going to send you back home to your brother and your mother and your father and your whole family with a little message from the real king of wrestling. And what I'm going to do, punk, it ain't going to be a pretty sight because I'm going to rearrange your face so that your own family won't recognize you, and then you're going to have to send your brother, Bret Hart, to see the real king. Be there Monday night.
There's the king. Boy, I tell you what, you don't want to miss that one Monday night. Let me tell you, it is shaping up to be quite a night, including a return tag team match. Mark Freer, all of a sudden last week, New Jack was in the territory, and he said, not going to be Mark anymore. It is now going to be Homeboy. They announced they had formed a tag team. They went after the USWA tag team titles held by Rex King and Steve Dahl, and they won them. Take a look.
Oh, leaps off the middle rope, flying press. He got it! 1, 2, 3! Hey, ring the bell! That's what Paul's going to call for, I think. New Jack and Homeboy get the 1, 2, 3 over Simply Divine. Hey, New Jack and Homeboy are new USWA World Tag Team Champions. They get the win over Simply Divine in 14 minutes, 19 seconds. New Jack and Homeboy are the new USWA World Tag Team Champions.
We got a match coming up, but first, Miss Texas is here for a word about an upcoming match.
Miss Simpson, you call me a gutter rat, and you're not used to rolling in mud? Well, honey, I heard you used to do more than roll in mud, if you know what I mean. Miss Simpson, you truck stop tramp. Now, when I get you in the ring, hold on, Dave.
Oh, me. That's it. Ooh.
When I get you in the ring, I'm going to get a handful of mud and shove it down your throat and make you like it. Because you couldn't beat me on your best day. You hear me, honey? Now, you either have Brian Christopher.
All right, look out. Here's Bert Prentice coming out here. Bert, we're trying to conduct an interview, and then we've got a match if you don't mind.
Number one, Brian Christopher's way too upset over what Miss Jarrett did to come out here and defend Miss Simpson's honor, and I'm going to do it. Let me tell you, you gutter tramp, you're nothing but a rat in this business, and you're not going to come out here and talk bad about Miss Simpson or anybody else. Now, Eddie Marlin may be mad at me and may be mad at the Hart family, but this is not a circus. This is professional wrestling. I'm not going to wrestle no midget, and you can't make me, and Miss Simpson's not going to come out in some mud pit match against you because you're nothing but a cheap gutter tramp. You belong in that.
Wait a minute.
Looks like your house.
Wait a minute, fat boy.
Oh?
You don't give orders. You don't run nothing around here. Only thing you run is your mouth. You are going to wrestle that midget, and Miss Simpson is going to wrestle me for that mud pit match.
You're not going to tell me, number one, what I'm going to do just because you're kind of in with Eddie Marlin, if you know what I mean, Bubba Johnson. And if you don't shut your mouth, I'm going to throw you in there myself right now.
Hey, fat boy, I don't think you bad enough to do it.
Oh, you don't?
No, I don't.
Hey. Come on, Bert Prentice. Oh, my goodness. There's some help for Miss Texas. That's Lone Eagle. Oh, Bert Prentice. Ooh, my goodness gracious. Into the mud. Get him out of here. Oh, my goodness. There he goes. Mud and all. Knocked into the mud pit by Lone Eagle and Miss Texas. Here come your USWA Tag Team Champions on their way to the ring right now. New Jack and Homeboy. They have won the belt from Rex King and Steve Dahl. The question now is, of course, can they successfully defend and start a long run as champions on their own? Rex King and Steve Dahl held the belt for a long, long time. This is not a title defense here today, but there is a title defense coming up. What is this? Bert Prentice still running around through the studio. Lone Eagle smacking him with a broom as he went through there. Meanwhile, back in the ring, it's New Jack working against Sergeant O'Reilly. And Homeboy takes a shot at him from outside. Sergeant O'Reilly's partner, Mr. Clyde, over in the corner. Boy, the action has been going here today. We're not done yet. This match, Sergeant O'Reilly really feeling pretty confident and also really unhappy with something that someone said in the crowd. He started out that way, but then thought better of it and climbed back in the ring. Meanwhile, New Jack, taking care of business, just takes him down to the mat. New Jack and Homeboy, the former Mark Freer, teaming up just not that many days ago. They formed the team. New Jack says, hey, it's no more Mark Freer. New attitude, a winning attitude. Boy, did it work. Oh, my goodness, here's Bert Prentice running around here again. Bert, get out of here.
Where's that midget? I'm hunting a midget. I'm going to kill that midget. You're not going to come out and humiliate me. I want that midget. I'm going to find that midget. This is not funny, Eddie Marlin.
I don't know where he is. He left. He headed for the dressing room the last I saw. And you say he's not going to come out here and humiliate you. He's already done it. He's not here, Bert. He's gone. He went to the dressing room. Now, get out of here. Get him concentrate on a match, for heaven's sake. Go. It's the Homeboy in the ring right now against Mr. Clyde. He dropped down, and Mr. Clyde finds himself in trouble. Count is 2. I thought maybe he had him there. Had a 2 count. Referee T.D. Steele said, nope, only counted to 2. The action continues. New Jack in after the tag. Mr. Clyde coming off the ropes, and New Jack just powers him right down to the mat. New Jack drops down with a big right hand. The USWA Tag Champions. Boy, we're glad to have them here in action today. They've got a tough title defense coming up. Rex King and Steve Dahl, when they lost those belts to them, they were livid. Man, were they upset. The Homeboy drops down, and Sergeant O'Reilly not faring too well against him. Big old clothesline, and Sergeant O'Reilly's down on the mat. No doubt who the crowd's behind, big time. They like New Jack and Homeboy. Sergeant O'Reilly tried to block him, but it didn't work. Homeboy picked him up and took him down to the mat. New Jack grabbed him by the left arm, follows with a big forearm a couple of times across the back. Got a 1, 2. It's over. And New Jack and Homeboy win the match here today. As we said, a non-title match, but it doesn't matter to the crowd. They are celebrating with them in their victory here today over this team of their opponents that they were sitting there to face. New Jack and Homeboy continue to look mighty, mighty good. Tell you what, a little bit earlier we talked about Danny Davis and referee Paul Neighbors. Now, referee Paul Neighbors got in his licks against Jerry Lawler, but looks now like he's jumped out of the frying pan into the fire. Take a look at this. Falk and Brian Christopher celebrating their victory here. The two of them put the chain in there. That's 3 against 1. And, yeah, Danny Davis is telling the referee exactly what happened.
He's telling Paul what went on in there. Referee Paul Neighbors, he said that he didn't see it. Danny tells Paul. A little shoving going on in there. And referee Paul Neighbors, he's telling Danny Davis he'll suspend him.
Yeah, he said, get out of here, I'll suspend you. And Danny's saying, all right, I don't want to get suspended, but here's what happened. Look, let me calmly explain to you what happened. Oh, now that's uncalled for.
Oh, yeah. Hey,
come on, Paul.
Referee Paul Neighbors tells Danny Davis.
Hey, here comes Eddie. Here comes help. Stop him, Eddie. He'll get suspended if he hits the referee and a $1,000 fine. That's what Eddie's telling Danny right now.
Boy, you hate to see that whole situation in there. Paul Neighbors. Hey, look at Paul. He hightailed it out of there.
Well, here went Paul Neighbors, but you saw exactly what happened. And Paul had just said a few minutes before, that was just last week right here on television. Paul had said just before that, I've developed a new attitude. I'm not going to have these guys shoving me around in the ring and all of that sort of thing. Well, again, you just saw that videotape, but that wasn't the end of it. Later in the week, it was a match, Danny Davis against Principal C.W. Bergstrom, and Davis and Neighbors got into it again.
Sunset flip. Hey, Bergstrom's got the middle rope over there. He was holding on to the middle rope, but gets his hand raised by referee Paul Neighbors. I don't know if Paul saw it or not, but Bergstrom was almost deliberately holding on to that middle rope. That was almost obvious, too, almost very obvious. And Danny Davis is explaining. He's telling Paul what happened. Referee Paul Neighbors standing there. In 10 minutes and 23 seconds, your winner of the bout, it's Principal C.W. Bergstrom. C.W. Bergstrom, your winner in 10 minutes and 23 seconds. Well, Danny Davis is still upset with Paul Neighbors. He's telling Paul that Bergstrom was holding on to the middle rope. Oh, Danny shoves Paul Neighbors. Danny said, hey, now only had 3 or 4 times he pulled my hair. And Paul Neighbors is telling Danny Davis that he'll, get him fined in there. Danny said he doesn't care. And shows Paul for about the 3rd time. And Neighbors stuck under the ropes over there. I don't know if that'll do him any good, though, because Danny Davis is highly upset. Paul Neighbors just kind of leans over, and Danny said, well, oh, look out, Danny! Paul Neighbors jumps him from behind. He shoved Danny Davis, and there goes Paul. He takes out of here quick.
Well, there he went right there. And, you know, we talked about it last week. Hey, here comes Danny right here. We talked about it last week, and officials in all sports certainly come in for more than their share of criticism. A lot of it is unjustified. But, Danny, with Paul Neighbors, it looks like a pattern.
You know, let me tell you something. I want to ask these fans one thing. Do you like Paul Neighbors? You know, that's the general consensus of every wrestling fan throughout the USWA and has been for quite some time. You know what, Paul Neighbors? I think the whole problem with you is you're frustrated. You're a frustrated old man because you never could make it as a wrestler, and you obviously can't make it as a referee because I think you're jealous of Jeff Jarrett. I think you're jealous of Jerry Lawler. I think you're jealous of the newcomer, Scott. And I also think you're jealous of Nightmare Danny Davis. Well, let me tell you something. Every fan that I've talked to throughout the USWA has said you seem to favor wrestlers like Bert Prentice. You seem to favor wrestlers like C.W. Bergstrom. You seem to raise the hand of Brian Christopher more so than you do guys like us. Well, let me tell you something. That's bad enough, but the worst thing about it is twice you humiliated me right there. Embarrassed me in front of all my fans on live television. I wasn't going to hit you. I was going to threaten you. I started to walk away. You shoved me down. Well, let me tell you something. The match we had later on in the week, you did the same thing. You sucker punched me from behind. Well, I'm going to ask the fans something. Would it matter to you if I took Paul Neighbors and got him in the ring this week, if I took his head and stuck it right between my legs and I jumped up in the air about 3 feet and dropped him on his head, would you care? Okay, Paul Neighbors, this is for every wrestling fan that you have ever made mad. And this is especially for me because for the past few weeks you have been a thorn in my side. And for the frustrated man that you are, I am going to end your career. You will never referee again, and you certainly won't be a wrestler because I'm going to take you, put your head between my legs, and put you out of the USWA.
King, one more time, asked me to remind you about the big softball games coming up. Victoria, Mississippi, tomorrow, 1 o'clock at Walter Norman Park in Victoria, Mississippi. King's Army is going to be there. They're going to be playing the Victoria Fire Department and the Braves, 2 top teams from that area. King's Army is undefeated, and I tell you what, as steamed as he is, if he pretends that softball has anything to do with Owen or Bret Hart, I expect it's going out of the park quite a bit tomorrow. That's 1 o'clock, Walter Norman Park, Victoria, Mississippi, tomorrow afternoon. Monday night at the Mid-South Coliseum. Box office is going to be open till 4:30 today. You may want to, if you're going to be out this afternoon, just run on by, pick up your tickets until 4:30 for the action. And then the box office will be open beginning at 10 o'clock Monday morning, so you can pick up advance tickets and won't miss any of this great action coming up. Monday night, the legend with no hair, Tony Falk, is going to be going against Jeff Gaylord in the opening match. Scott Taylor, again, a winner here today. Very good-looking young wrestler. He's going to be teamed with Randy Rocket to go against Principal C.W. Bergstrom and Bo Alexander. Alexander, a wrestler that came in here with one of those attitudes. A special challenge match. Danny Davis told you about it moments ago. Paul Neighbors, the referee, has been put on notice by Danny Davis. The special challenge match, Davis against Paul Neighbors, 1 against 1 in the ring, happens Monday night at the Mid-South Coliseum. And I think you fans at home heard how the fans here feel about the action coming up. They're pulling for Danny Davis to put the hurt on Paul Neighbors come Monday night. USWA tag titles at stake. They won the belts a week ago. New Jack and Homeboy Well, you can win tag titles. Can you defend them successfully? That will be the question Monday night, as a very upset former team champion, Rex King and Steve Dahl, with Bert Prentice in their corner, will be attempting, and I'm sure they'll be going all out to take back the belts from New Jack and Homeboy. Special added match. Bert Prentice against Lone Eagle. Bert Prentice says, no, I'm not going to wrestle him. He's not going to have anything to do with him. And Lone Eagle puts him in the big pit of mud here. Southern title at stake against Jeff Jarrett's hair. The match finally signed. Remember that Jackie Fargo's the special referee. Brian, it's done. It's a done deal.
I want to thank everybody from Fireworks City for sending all these fireworks down here, because it's going to be a big, big celebration Monday night. Jackie Fargo, how you going to feel when you have to get down and count Jeff Jarrett's shoulders? 1, 2, 3, and then stand there and watch him get his head shaved bald.
Well, we'll see who's celebrating with the fireworks come Monday night. Unified title, Owen Hart, the champion, against the King, Jerry Lawler. And then the mud pit match, Miss Texas against Miss Simpson. There'll be a fireworks giveaway, no purchase necessary. Huge night, Monday night. We got to go. Back next week with more from the USWA. Until then, I'm Dave Brown. So long, everybody.
The announcers on this program are selected and paid by parties other than this station, namely the promoters of USWA Championship Wrestling.